This past Halloween, a lot of you probably watched movies, ate candy, trick-or-treated, dressed up, and watched horror movies, and I did all of those, but I also asked myself one very critical question regarding fear. Why do some people find creepy and horrific things comforting? And you're probably wondering, are there really people like this? Well, they are, and I am one of them. And to understand this very strange phenomenon, we'll dive deep down into what fear is and what it does to humans and their human experiences. Throughout this exploration of fear, we're going to hear some interviews of people talking about their fears. In this first interview, we're at a friend's house at a fire pit, and my friend Matea tells me she's afraid of a very common household pest. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Matea. I'm a college student that is currently dying.
Why are you dying?
Schoolwork.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Quite so.
So I have a question for you. What are you afraid of?
I actually am afraid of ants.
Ants?
Are you judging me for my fear?
Wait, are you really afraid of ants?
I'm actually afraid of ants. I hate them.
What is it about them that is scary to you?
I think it's just the fact that they're in hordes, you know?
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them at once. I feel like if there's one, it's kind of okay. I still don't want to go near it. But it's if there's a slew of them, oh my god, I think I'm going to die.
Fear is a result of a threat stimulus which triggers a response in the area of the brain called the amygdala, affecting motor functions involved in freeze, fight, or flight. Elements of this include the stimulus, the senses, such as the eyes or skin, physiological changes, such as hormonal changes or increase in heart rate, and action, so the physical response of the person who is afraid. In order, we have the stimulus, which can be, for example, a predator like a lion, the recognition, a response in the brain, and a response in the body. Types of stimuli includes objects or situations, future events such as having an upcoming test you're afraid to fail, imagined fears, environmental fears such as if there is a storm coming, fear of the unknown such as entering a place that is unrecognizable. Some symptoms of fear are chest pain, upset stomach, and nausea, goosebumps, trembling, chills, sweaty palms, achy muscles, tension throughout the body, and racing thoughts. In this next interview, I talked to my friend CJ. We both just clocked out of work and we're sitting in the dining room of the restaurant that we both work at, and she tells me about her fear of the ocean.
My name is CJ Bull.
Miss CJ,
Yes.
tell me about yourself, just a little bit.
So I'm a college student at the moment. I go to Gwinnett. I'm studying psychology, and in my free time, I like to draw, paint, and go on walks.
So my question for you today is,
Yes.
What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid of a couple of things, but one thing that recently that I realized I'm afraid of is the ocean.
The ocean?
Yes, I didn't realize that I was that scared of it. But then, I saw, a couple of videos and stuff of people, going, super deep into the ocean and stuff.
Oh, my God.
And they saw, a bunch of, weird animals and stuff.
Oh.
And I was just, I never thought of, being trapped in, a submarine, in the bottom of the ocean. I'm sorry.
Jesus. Well, I was going to ask you, that was my next question, what makes the ocean so scary for you?
I think it's partially the animals, because I've always been, kind of scared since I was little, I guess, too. Just not being able to see anything, walk, going super far in. I would only go up to my knees and stuff. Everyone else would be out in all the way up to their heads, and I would be I'm good. And then also just thinking of being in a submarine, surrounded by darkness and water, and you don't know what's in it.
Yeah.
That's also
So it's a little bit
pretty
the
creepy.
unknown.
Yeah.
Fear can affect the brain by releasing the stress hormone cortisol and the chemical adrenaline. It can affect the body by increasing blood pressure and heart rate. It can cause tense muscles and pain, hemorrhoids and hernias. It can affect cardiovascular health in the long term. It can cause disease in the heart, kidney, liver, the pancreas, and in the brain. In some cases, due to a strong and sudden emotional response to fear, the body can release a fatal dose of the toxic chemical adrenaline, and it can cause ventricular fibrillation or abnormal heart rhythm, and this can actually be fatal if not intervened by healthcare professionals. Specific fears can be described by words like anxiety, disgust, foreboding, eeriness, distrust, regret, embarrassment, shame, loneliness, failure, guilt, insecurity, contempt, unnerving, dangerous, ominous, threatening, dreadful, overwhelming, helpless, and jealousy. And some mental health issues that can arise from fear are agoraphobia, PTSD, and anxiety disorder. So it looks like fear is a very uncomfortable feeling to have, and in the long term detrimental. So why do some people find horrific or creepy things comforting? We know that when we watch a horror movie, what is actually happening on screen does not happen in real life, but it induces feelings of fear and anxiety. My conclusion to this phenomenon is that we know what's happening on the screen is not real. And as a result, we can feel these feelings of fear and sympathy and purge them from our bodies. It's a release of tension. At the very end, when everything is over, the brain actually feels more relieved after having been afraid and knowing that there was no real danger. Science backs this up. So when people like me watch these horror movies, we're actually able to sleep better at night. And throughout the months of September and August, listening to horror film soundtracks helped me fall asleep. And for the longest time, I couldn't explain it, but then I looked it up, and yes, science says this is real. So the next time you want to feel more relaxed, just scare yourself a little bit, I guess. I don't know. See if it works.